Cassiar Gold, we are a Canadian gold explorer located in northern BC. As Brian mentioned, we already have 1 million ounces, and we are working to prove what we believe to be the next multi-million ounce gold camp in BC. I'll just bring your attention to the forward-looking statements, which I will be making today. So why invest? There's really 5 key points I think everyone should really retain from our presentation, and I hope I can put those ideas across. One is that we have a foundational resource. It's 1 million ounces at 1.43 grams per ton inferred. This is a resource that ticks all the boxes, and it's actually open in multiple directions. The other key thing is we're surrounded by infrastructure. We actually can drive on the highway to the top of the resource. We have a couple of highways bisecting our property. We have a permitted mill, 300 tons per day. We have property access roads, mine permits. So it's actually there's a lot of infrastructure that is really unusual. And the reason for that is also that, especially on a high grade part of our property, we have seen production mostly in the 80s and 90s, high grade, by the way, from the gold in quartz veins, which actually it's a different style of mineralization from the foundational resource, which is more of a bulk tonnage, open pitable resource. The other key thing is we are quite undervalued still, so we're very attractively valued just on the per ounce basis for the resource that we have, and we do have a substantial exploration upside, so that's something to retain. But as important as the valuation or having a great asset or ticking all the boxes, we really have an outstanding team. I'm really lucky to be surrounded by highly successful, highly experienced people in this business, and I can't really emphasize enough how important that is, and to make sure we continue to create value and maximize value for our shareholders. And then last but not least, it's the multi-million ounce potential. As I alluded before, the foundational resource at 1 million ounces is open in multiple directions. We put out that resource in late 2019. Last year, we already successfully did infill as well as step out drilling. So as we speak, we are already pushing the boundaries of that resource. So we believe we can maybe double the bulk tonnage resource without changing the grade too much. And then roughly 5 to 10 kilometers south, we have some high-grade gold in quartz veins. This is an orogenic gold system, and this has seen production in the past, and so it's well understood. These systems tend to be parallel as well as stacked around the mafic units, and we will. And this year we'll be basically we'll be undergoing a 15,000 meter drilling program, mostly focused on a high grade, but also to continue to expand our foundational resource to continue to prove that multi-million ounce potential, and in addition to grow the bulk tonnage 1.5 gram per ton, also start to prove high grade, 15 to 25 gram per ton resource that is focused around the high grade veins, and that can dramatically change the outlook and the development scenarios, as we will be hopefully able to blend the bulk tonnage as well together with the high grade. So moving into the people, we are really lucky. Steve Lewin is our largest individual shareholder. He's on our boards since March last year, when he retired from being the president and CEO of IM Gold. We also have Chris Stewart on our board here on the right. He's a mining engineer and turnaround specialist. He's the former president and COO of McEwen Mining, also former president CEO of Treasury. He's also been previously with Kirkland Lake. Then we have Casey Gladwin, our VP of Exploration, that actually together with James Maxwell, who is our advisor, they're both geos. They're both quite instrumental in taking gold and silver from discovery all the way to nearly 7 million ounces in the Arctic Circle. So they've clearly done it before. David Rees has been added as our technical advisor. He's a structural geologist. We added him a couple of months ago, actually. He's one of the foremost orogenic gold experts in the world. He has actually also worked in the past in this property in 2010. So he brings a wealth of knowledge, not only in orogenic gold systems, in structural geology, but also specific to the property, and he's been already quite an invaluable asset to the team. Myself, I'm Portuguese born and raised. I started my career in private banking, then went to capital markets in Barclays Capital. Then I did my MBA between London Business School and Hong Kong UST, and then I spent the last 7-8 years investing and advising in the precious metal space. That's actually how I met Steve, and I've been the CEO of this company since July 1st last year. So it's been an amazing ride, and I'm really blessed to be able to lead this amazing team into proving that multi-million ounce potential. And then last but not least, we have Doug Curran on the top right. He's our chief technical advisor. He's really excited about the high grade potential. He sees our bulk tonnage potential as having the potential to double. He has made multiple discoveries, over 50 years of exploration experience. He has won the Thayer Lindsay Awards. He was credited with the discovery of the supergiant Hugo Dome deposit at Tolgoi for Ivanhoe mines that was later sold to Rio Tinto. So it's really great to have Doug excited and also helping the team. And it's truly a world-class team, and I can't emphasize enough how important that is. In terms of the cap structure, we have 54 million shares outstanding. Roughly we're trading at 30 million Canadian market cap with 6.8 million Canadian dollars in the bank. So we are truly quite attractively valued, as you can see. Also, in the last few months, we were able to attract a new set of investors as I joined in. We raised $11 million in the last 6 months. We've raised the institutional shareholder base from just under 10% to nearly a quarter. We have a very healthy board management advisory insider ownership, which is nearly 35%, and it's really great to see, and it's really important to have a shareholder base that really understands what we have and the potential of what we have, and in that sense, we are really lucky as well. In terms of valuation, this slide is probably for me really well how attractively valued we are. So the blue bars stand for enterprise value, which is a proxy for market cap. You can see on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you have the EV per ounce on the ground. So we are roughly at 30 million Canadian. We have, with 1 million ounces, we have $30 per ounce, so quite below the industry average. So we do expect to correct closer to the industry average, and following that, as we have exploration success, which we are already having, we'll continue to create value for shareholders. In terms of our main assets, Cassiar Gold is located in northern BC. So we have that 1 million ounces sits entirely in this little orange smudge on the top of the yellow oval here next to Taurus. You can see Highway 37 here bisecting our property. Then you can take this highway, the Cassiar Highway, that goes to the old Cassiar mine, the old asbestos mine, which is no longer operating. And basically you can drive to the top of the resource. This is what we drilled last year. We've pushed the boundary of known mineralization here. It's growing. We'll continue to do follow-up drilling there. This year we have 15,000 meters planned to drill there. And then further south, connected by these property access roads, you have some of the mine portals that were producing these high-grade gold in quartz veins, is 15 to 25 gram per ton material that then were being processed at this 300 ton per day gravity flotation mill that is fully permitted. We also have 600,000 tons of tailings at roughly 1 to 1.25 grams per ton that we have the option to monetize, as well as the historical resource here on the south, which is going to be the basis. This high-grade veins here is going to be the basis for the drilling next year. This is kind of the view of basically our property. It gives you really here the Taurus and connected by the highway here that runs across the mountain, that then connects to the mill, to the camp, and to the old portals that will be the focus of the 15,000 meter drill program, together with some follow-up drilling here at Taurus that we'll do this year. This gives you a long section of the resource. As you can see, the great shells in blue, they really show you how shallow the resource is. Most of the resource is 100 meters deep. There's almost no overburden to speak of. Overburden is between 5 and 20 meters. So it's really shallow, open pitable, and open in multiple directions, and we're currently growing. This is the mill, built in 1986, last operated in 2007. Worth noting, the math is really good. We have recoveries all the way to the 90%, and actually over 95% of our ore is free milling, and less than 5% of our ore is refractory, which is also really good to see. You can see some of the highlights of our drilling campaign last year. This hasn't been included in our resource yet, so the resource doesn't include this drilling. So you can see some really interesting intercepts, grades higher than the resource grade, really long intercepts, 30 meters at 1.78, 18 meters at 5.4. So a really successful drill campaign that that basically confirmed the potential to increase the resource space, as well as establish continuity of mineralization, and added new targets that are broke tonnage targets around Taurus. And then lastly, the focus for next year, which will be that high grade. I alluded already, those 15,000 meters. Most of it will be to chase these high grade gold and quartz veins. The historical production is between 17 and 21 grams per ton. We have a historical resource that is small, not part of the 4-in-30101, but it's between 18 and 24 grams per ton, and we're planning to use this as a base and drill along strike and down dip and start to uncover how big this system is, and prove that high grade potential, and dramatically change the economics of our project. That together with a growing bulk tonnage, we are hoping to get to 3 to 5 million ounces, which is our resource target.